Thank you, Mr. CEO. And I have few slides, but I don't think they are ready. But I'll just give you some of the things that we have discussed since we came here. I am a person who likes putting details, but I was have to be involved in identifying their problems, as well as designing solutions so that they own that. And also that there's need to collaborate. I think from Nigeria, as well as Tanzania, collaboration between research. If you remember in Nigeria, the video that we saw, where they had a problem of bees diseases, but through collaboration with research, they are able to bring in new genetic materials for the bees to survive and produce. So that collaboration is very important. Also in recognizing that farm organizations have limited capacity in terms of capital, we need to advocate for investments in climate change. And we continued with agroecology in the afternoon yesterday. There also we saw the definition of agroecology, which we were sensitized on the 10 aspects or elements of agroecology. And the question was, how could we make it work? So there were some issues. There are 9 points that I identified, but I think it's very important that when we are doing agroecology, the approach should be holistic. It's not just focusing on one. And both panelists, they emphasized on the market to say that if we are producing a product, we need to first of all identify the market and support farmers with infrastructure, especially storage, for them to access those markets. And constant training and monitoring was also identified as one of the critical issues if agroecology has to bear the necessary fruits that we intend to have. And also it has to be demanded by farmers. It should not be imposed on them. We had an example of West Africa where farmers themselves, they demand to go into agroecology. In so doing, they are able to succeed. Yesterday we also looked at the issue with regard to policy engagement. And we had examples from Burkina Faso, Togo, Burundi, and Lesotho. Several issues also came out. And the most important thing is we need to understand the relationships for different levels in terms of the continental, regional, or international frameworks and agreements, how they relate to each other. And our role as farmers organization, one of it is to translate those continental agreements into local content so that farmers can relate to them. And also we saw that there are good examples where farmers also are getting results. From West Africa, we were taken through the history from the time that governments were not able to receive inputs from farmers, but now they are open. So we need to take that advantage and capitalize on the results. And this morning, we also listened in terms of what was coming out of the discussions. And the issue that came out, especially the issue of us, how can we be effective as farm organizations for us to be able to advocate on policies. So there were several issues: inclusivity in terms of what we do, networking, working together as teams so that we can have common agenda to advocate for. So it's upon farmer organizations and also improve our credibility as farmer organizations. Data collection should not only be focusing on advocacy, but it has to look at all the functions that the data could be used in economic or in governance of national farmer organizations or the organizations that we have. So we had that. I had the notes, but I don't know what happened to my slide, that the notes are disappearing. But also this morning now we heard about the engagement. or inclusivity of youth and women. It was clear women are facing challenges, especially in accessing resources such as land. We heard from Cameroon, even technology, they can't access it. For the youth is unemployment, which is leading them to migrate. And also the main takeaway that I found was that as farmer organizations, we do not have within ourselves structures that enables the youth and women to fully participate. For women, especially participating in decision-making, they are not. So there's a call also for us to look at maybe creating specific funding for women and youth so that they can be economically empowered, because one of the things that they are not empowered economically, that's why they are marginalized. But we have heard good examples from Caribbean and Asia on how women are being assisted and how youth are being assisted. Even from, is it Togo, where we heard that our youth are being assisted in pineapple production, but it's deliberate effort to assist women and youth. So that's what we need to do. I think I can stop there, and this is just a summary. It will be present, it will be provided, as Kasha said, you can access it on the Google Drive. Thank you.